Less than 30 seconds. So, after the morning warm-up sessions for all three classes, we're now to start the real deal, the real business. Track goes live. The first of the 2 formation laps underway now here at Campios. Hi to everybody that's tuned in online, and particularly to our friend Ingrid Wagner. Ingrid, we know you've not been well lately. We're thinking of you. Miss you not being here. It's not the same without you, Ingrid, but I understand you're back home checking out the coverage. I'm sure you'll let us know what we're doing wrong, if anything's wrong, but hopefully most of what we're doing is right. But Ingrid Wagner, big hi to you from all in the RGMMC team. Well, Josh Price on pole position has certainly got these lads all nicely, slowly bunched to a good formation. Hopefully that's going to lead to a good first time start. Josh Price is on pole position and Senna Sakaguchi joins him on the front row. Connor Hall is on row 2 alongside Lars Lamborel. Guan Yu Zhou and Jay Nijar are row 3. Jack Bartholomew and Dennis Tice row 4. Berkay Besler and Ralph Aaron row 5. Well, it certainly looks a steady approach. And we're racing, and no we're not, it's aborted, the start is aborted, the start is aborted. Well, I thought that was a steady approach with a accurate formation, but maybe not. Well, I'm told that the reason for the aborted start was too early acceleration. Certainly it didn't seem as if the formation was a problem, and it didn't seem as if the speed as they went onto the home straight was an issue. Guys, can you move back some? I can't see.
Excuse me?
Can you move back? I can't see. Thank you. So, do we get it right second time? We're racing this time. Oh, and a good start by Senna Sakaguchi from the outside of the front row, but he's just been beaten to the turn by the poleman Josh Price, and that looks like Connor Hall in third place. So a really, really handy start by both of the guys from the front row. None of the difficulties then for the guys behind the driver on the outside of the front row. Good start by Senna Sakaguchi, but Connor Hall getting himself also comfortably in the mix. That looks like Lars Lambarell that I'm seeing in fourth place. Good start also by Guan Yu Zhou. Although thinking about it, Guan might have been a little disappointed. He's running there in third place now. Thought that maybe he would have made a potential pass, and here is a potential. Oh my! Connor Hall in kart 22, really getting himself in a position to make a challenge. Oh, a little bit of nudging there. Guan Yu Zhou making a move, I think. Chinese driver from Shanghai getting himself well placed as we set off on lap 2. Josh Price, Guan Yu Zhou, Jack Bartholomew now the 1, 2 and 3. Right at the back, kart number 18 has got an issue. That is Clement Novalak, the Swiss driver. Bit of a problem for him. But Josh Price, Guan Yu Zhou and Jack Bartholomew, the 1, 2 and 3. Connor Hall pressing strongly in fourth place. But Josh Price just pulling away a little bit. The front 5 got themselves a tiny little cushion. 'Tis tiny. The 5th place driver is Berkay Besler, the 6th place driver. And that looks like 4th bidding to go 3rd, which is Connor Hall trying to get past Jack Bartholomew. Don't think that worked on that occasion. Indeed not. But Josh Price pulling away strongly. Went very, very well in the heats. 2 victories and a 2nd place. And have to say, this is looking a good start for the youngster in kart number 27, driving for Chris Rogers Motorsport. Guan Yu Zhou, 0.46 of a second adrift of Josh Price in 2nd place. Jack Bartholomew, Connor Hall disputing 3rd. The advantage with Jack. Berkay Besler strongly placed 5th, Lars Lambarell just behind him. Senna Sakaguchi, having started well on the outside of the front row, has shipped another place. Don't think he's any higher than 7th at the moment as I speak. Let me do a double check out of the window. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dennis Tice is running 8th, I think. Thomas Preining in kart number 12 has got himself into the top 10. And the drivers that we struggled with were Damian Wisniewski, Clement Novalak, and kart number 49, Lorenzo Van Riet. All of those involved in issues early on. As Connor Hall goes up to 3rd place. Jack Bartholomew also going up 1. Guan Yu Zhou trailing Josh Price by just 0.38 of a second. It does look to me as if that might be a gap that's diminishing, climbing up the hill to the highest point of the circuit. Josh Price 1, Guan Yu Zhou 2, Connor Hall 3. Jack Bartholomew and Lars Lambarell, karts 40 and 78. And Lars Lambarell bidding to get into 4th place. Well, it does so, but it was very tight. maybe a tiny shade fortunate to get away with that, because Lars Lamberell had a much slower exit speed from the hairpin at the end of the return home straight, and that's got him into 4th place. But the front running 3 have simply stretched a little bit further away. They are Josh Price 1, Guan Yu Zhou 2 and Connor Hall 3, and they start lap 5. Josh Price's margin over Guan Yu Zhou is 0.47 of a second. It's a bigger margin between Guan Yu Zhou, between Zhou and Connor Hall. Well, I'm risking everything, taking my eyes off the tarmac, but just looking back at the screen. Lars Lamberell 4th, Jack Bartholomew 5th, Thomas Preining climbed up to 6th and Ralph Aaron to 7th. Senna Sakaguchi had dropped down to 9th, although he's got back to 8th. Berkay Besler has dropped from about 5th to 9th, and Jay Nijar was outside the top 10 but just climbing back into the top 10. Dennis Tice was the loser on lap 4, falling down into 18th place. Darren Keane from the United States of America running 17th, I noticed. Good effort by him. And for the girls, Elina Shahan in cart 36 is a couple of places in front of Wietske Vischer, both of the Dutch girls having had to start at the back. Not because they're Dutch, not because they're girls, they didn't qualify any higher. This is the start of lap 6, and so the half race distance. Let me give you the call at the half race distance. At 5 laps of 10, Josh Price led Guan Yu Zhou by 0.4 of a second. It was another 0.4 of a second back to Connor Hall in 3rd place. 0.2 of a second from Connor Hall to Lars Lamberell 4th, Jack Bartholomew 5th, then a good full second to Thomas Preining 6th, Senna Sakaguchi, who's on an upward charge now, in 7th place, Ralph Aaron 8th, Jay Nijar 9th, and Berkay Besler completing the top 10. It was Juri Vips of Estonia just outside the top 10 in 11th place at the half race distance. Fastest lap of the race at the half race distance, Lars Lamberell has done 1 minute 6.3 as Connor Hall takes 2nd place off Guan Yu Zhou. Connor Hall at the end of lap 6 getting himself into 2nd place. My thanks to Jill, my lap scorer and spotter, manual lap scorer and spotter, pointing that out to me as I was looking at the screen. Well, Josh Price's lead was half a second, but you would not say it's a totally winning lead at this stage. Can Connor Hall reel him in? Connor Hall in cart number 22. Connor has sent me a driver bio. He's from Cleveland, near Bristol in the west of England, driving for Strawberry Racing. We'll give a shout to Mum Kath, Dad Craig, Sister Chloe and Brother Lewis. They're back home in England, tuned in to the broadcast. Connor Hall in 2nd place on lap 7. Well, Connor Hall was 0.52 of a second behind Josh Price. It's less than that now. Let's check it out for you. It's 0.15 of a second. So those of you tuned in the Bristol area, it's well worth you having done so, because Connor's giving you a good race, and Connor now putting the pressure on Josh. And also Lars Lamberell looking a little bit more menacing. I say that in a sporting sense, not an unsporting sense. Lars Lamberell, who I had said at the start of this event, when I first had a look down the field, thought that Lars was probably one of the most experienced at junior level, certainly in RGMMC racing. Well, Josh Price is playing the angles game on the circuit. Not just going for the full speed, but trying to ensure that there's no route through for Connor Hall. Well, that's a twofold strategy. One, it's worked. He's not got past, nor has Lars Lamberell, but Guan Yu Zhou 4th and Jack Bartholomew 5th have got themselves a lot closer. So Josh Price is not now just... And Joe has gone past Lars Lamberell. And Lars trying to go on the inside, and I think does take that back. but also loses a place to Senna Sakaguchi. Senna Sakaguchi went from 6th to 4th in that move. Well, Josh Price continues to hold the advantage in the lead, but Connor Hall getting a lot closer. Guan Yu Zhou's passing of Lars Lambarel has created a gap between 2nd and 3rd. That really just plays into Connor Hall's hands. If he wants to make a move on Josh Price, it wouldn't be totally fatal if he made a move and it didn't work, whereas previously when he'd got Lars Lambarel just millimetres away, and that was a close move by Connor Hall, looking to go on the inside. Josh Price suddenly diving across him to close the door. These two still pulling away as we go down for the 9th time of 10 to the lowest part of the circuit. It's a good dice at the front. It does look as if, unless they do something silly, that 1 and 2 is coming from these two. So, start of the last lap, and Josh Price looking over his shoulder at Connor Hall. It's not so much of, I'm going to go here, it's a case of, where do you think you're going? Because when you show your hand, I'm going to close the door. And so far, it's a strategy that's worked for Josh Price. Unbeaten in the first 2 heats. Satisfied with 2nd place in Heat 3 yesterday, which gave him a guaranteed a guaranteed pole position in this morning's pre-final. It's very close with half a lap to go. And again, Josh Price looking over his shoulder, saying to Connor Hall, where are you going? I'm going to close the door on you, and he's done exactly that again. Coming down the lower back straight for the 10th and final time in the junior pre-final, Lars Lambarel has got himself back up to challenge in 3rd place, because with the blocking tactics, if you will, the big lead that the two of them at the front had has evaporated. However, they are going to come home in that order, and the race is won by Josh Price. 2nd is Connor Hall, 3rd is Lars Lambarel, 4th is Jack Bartholomew, 5th is Guan Yu Zhou, 6th is Senna Sakaguchi, 7th is Thomas Preining, 8th is Berkay Besler, 9th Ralph Aaron, and 10th Jori Vips, the Estonian, making his RGMMC debut. Just looking further down at some of the younger drivers. A good drive by Darren Keane from Florida into the 14th place. A good drive by Tristan Charpentier, the Frenchman, into 17th place. David Wood are going to be disappointed with 19th, I think. For the girls, well, Elena Shahan won the bragging rights. She came home a couple of places, no, 3 places in front of Vyetska Vischer.